for Everton today.
Cheers, Julia. So for Everton today, in the first ever Merseyside derby to be held in the FAWSL at Anfield, in goal we've got Tinny Corpella, number 3 Danielle Turner, number 5 in her first ever Merseyside derby, Kika Van Ness. We have Gabby George, Shani Boy Halorka, and Nessa Cagman, number 9 and massive Evertonian, Elise Hughes. Simone McGill, we've got Abby Stringer in there, Esme Morgan and captain Lucy Graham. On the subs bench today as well, we've got Kirsty Lavelle, Taylor Hines, Hannah Kane, Molly Pike, Megan Finnegan, Georgia Browham and Mav Clemeron.
Beautifully done. Are you happy with that starting lineup then?
Yeah, I am, to be honest with you. I think what's been wonderful at Everton Women this season is the amount of strength and depth we've got in positions. So I went into this game before seeing the team and thinking, do you know what, there's a good number of teams that we could see set out today. But I think we've got a nice balance in there. We've got a balance of girls that have played in plenty of derbies, so they know exactly what they mean. We've also got some of our new players. It'll be their first ever Merseyside derby, so they'll get a real taste of what football means to people in this city. And yeah, I think we've just got to keep our heads and try and go there and get the win.
You mentioned Elise there as well. This is a big day for her, isn't it? There's nothing more when you're an Evertonian and you pull on your Everton shirt and you run out for Everton on derby day. She will have been thinking about this for weeks.
Oh, absolutely. And I remember last season when she made a senior debut for Everton in an away derby, and she did actually get on the score sheet there, and her head fell off, to be honest with you. And I think if she manages to get one today, you know, in the Cop End or wherever, any goal for Elise today, as an Evertonian, you know, you can't think of anything better than getting one over on your bitter rivals. And I did say to her, if you score, I'm getting on the pitch.
Anfield will be panicking now if they hear you say that over the park. You know, form, looking at the form, I know we say in a Merseyside derby, form goes out the window, but really, you know, this should be a walk across the park and through the park for Everton this afternoon, because Liverpool are having a shocker of a season so far, only 1 point, and they've had 4 defeats as well.
They have, much to the delight of many Evertonians.
Not a lot of sympathy here for them.
No, definitely not. But I think, you know, Liverpool are certainly going to be looking at this game. Vicky Jepson's going to be well up for it, the manager, all their players. They're going to be seeing this as no doubt the perfect opportunity to kickstart their season, to get one over on us. That's what they'll be aiming for. They won't want anything less than a win today. Neither will we. But if you look at the way we're playing, the form we're in, on paper, it should be, as you said, a walk in the park maybe. I don't think it'll quite be that easy with the added pressure of it being played at such a historic stadium. But I think if our girls can just keep their heads, every single one of you that's there wearing blue today in the away end, make sure you're cheering for our girls from start to finish, because they need it. And I think they'll step up to the plate and get the job done.
They definitely will play their part, you guys. You've already been noisy this afternoon, and I think they're just warming up, ready for that trip over the park. I think they're going to be singing when they're going across the park. You'll be leading it, knowing you as well.
You know that, like the Pied Piper heading across to Anfield. So feel free to follow me singing Grand Old Team.
You mentioned, you know, being held at Anfield as an iconic stadium. We've seen quite a few of the women's Super League sides using some of the men's, technically the men's stadiums type of thing this season. We've seen the attendances already 4 times greater this season than they were last season. Do you think some of that's down to the World Cup? Because that kind of really took hold over the summer, didn't it? I mean, everyone was talking about it, kids, you know, right up to grands and granddads following the World Cup, and that did a huge favour for women's football.
Yeah, I think you're right there, you know, and we all saw the viewing figures from, you know, it was millions and millions. I think it smashed the records for viewing on television and stuff like that. And of course England getting through to the semi-finals, really unfortunate not to go all the way to the final. But I think so many people joined the Lionesses on that journey and fell in love with the game a little bit. And as you said, there's games being played, you know, at Stamford Bridge today. There's one going on at White Hart Lane for the North London derby as well. So we're seeing attendances grow all the time. That has of course not been done any harm by the fact the Lionesses are playing so well. But I think today even there'll be plenty of people, no doubt today, that this might be their first taste of women's football. So what a better place than such an iconic stadium. Maybe one at Goodison soon.
Yeah, hopefully on the blue side as well. You mentioned there as well about this is sometimes people's first taste of women's football, and something they will notice and something that always gets said is, I tell you what, the women, if they get kicked, they get straight back up again. They're not rolling around. They're tougher than the men.
They are, to be honest with you, they really are. And I had a laugh with our goalkeeper Kirsty Lavelle earlier in the week, and she she was saying that she was trying to teach some of our players, our foreign girls, that, you know, it's their first taste of the derby, and she said, we're telling them there's none of this soft tackles, it's blood and thunder, you're getting stuck in. And I think you do see more so in the women's game that they have to fight for everything they have. So, you know, they're not the kind of players that are going to go down easily. And I think especially in a derby, we're going to see a few tackles flying in today in this weather as well, and I can't wait.
We'll just mention Chloe Kelly as well. It was great she joined us in the fan zone earlier. I know lots of the people here were looking forward to seeing it. It's a shame she can't play today because of that suspension, but she is the Super League's top scorer at the moment. You know, she's been in and around the England setup. She wasn't technically in the squad this time, but she was there training with them. How good do you think Chloe Kelly can be?
I think she really has got everything in her to be one of the best that this country's seen. To be honest with you, myself and I think most other fans of the women's game were pretty gobsmacked that she wasn't included in Phil Neville's side for the Lionesses. I think if you pick players on form, she absolutely should be in there.
It was a strange one, that, wasn't it? And you wonder if because it was a bit of a showcase event, did he go with the so-called bigger names? Because on form, she should have been the first name on the paper.
100%, and I felt for a bit, to be honest with you. You know, she's top scorer in the WSL. She won the Player of the Month award for September, was nominated for the past 2 months as well. She must be thinking, what more have I got to do? But I know Chloe, and she's got an absolutely spot-on attitude. She's not whinged about it once. She just wants to play her football. Obviously, she's going to be a huge loss to us today as well. That goes without saying. But I can't wait to see her back on the grass, and she'll be rooting for us every kick of the ball today. And yeah, I think she's going to go on to be one of the best that this country's seen.
Brilliant. We can't wait. And as long as it's in a blue shirt as well, that'll be absolutely fantastic. I know you're itching to get over there, so I won't keep you too much longer, but go on then, give me a score prediction for today. I think I know which way you might go.
Can you imagine now if I just threw it and said that?
3-0 Liverpool.
No, I think it'll be tougher than what people might expect it to be, given the fact that it's at Anfield and everything else. So it's going to be an Everton win for me, but I'm going to say 2-1 to the Toffees.
Absolutely brilliant. Fingers crossed it is, and I know you're looking forward to it. Thank you, Sarah Halpin there. She knows everything about the women's side. Honestly, she is an absolute superstar. You will see her as well. If you check out you're doing the social media for today as well. Check out the videos later on as well. Thank you so much for joining us in the fan zone.
My absolute pleasure, and up the Toffees.
Brilliant. Yeah, she'll be leading you across Stanley Park soon. We're going to have another video for you now. This is from the ladies